Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Real back with another motherfucking review, man. Yo, check this out. This is Heels Season 1, Episode 2 review. Alright, okay. Come on in. Come on in, wrestling fans. King! Yes, so, Episode 2, right? We leave off with Ace crying, right? Jack totally destroying everything, like the storyline, everything, right? So now it's the blowback. Episode 2 is all about the blowback, right? The fallout between the brothers, confusion in a wrestling story, everything, right? So we don't get no wrestling this episode because they gotta fix some shit, right? And I gotta say, episode 2 in, I'm still loving this shit. Like, they got a hit. They did their thing with heels. But anyway, we get to know some more characters, right? We get a little in depth on a few more characters. The first one, they just gave us the full run through. We see what it is. Now we getting right into it, right? So this one focuses a lot on mom. Like, we're gonna talk about Mama Spade. All right. So we know her husband now. They father killed himself, devoted his whole life to wrestling. She grew up in, well, she been a part of this wrestling shit her entire existence. And now she see her kids taking over the man. Now we getting a deeper understanding as to her, right? So we see right away that she very protective of Ace, right? So Ace and Crystal's back cool again. Crystal is a soldier. I will get into Crystal a little later, but anybody that could take that disrespect from Ace that night and continue disrespect and just, but she accepts her role. Like, she's a fucking, we'll talk about Crystal later. But anyway, so Ace and Crystal, right? They come out. Mom Duke's at the table, salty because she live in a small house apparently with thin walls. So she got to hear all this shit. So the mama coming off as a bit of an asshole. Like, who makes casserole? Like, I'm not a fan of casserole either, but from what I know of casserole, right, it usually serves a family of 5. Like, if you just get the recipes for a casserole, like a box, right? If you was just to get the plain ingredients, like boom boom boom, this and that, it's gonna tell you should serve a family from 4 to 5, right? Nobody makes a two man casserole. Like, come on, mom. Like, she just got through taking care of your son, getting him back right into his bag. You sure he can't eat no casserole? I was confused. So I understood, but in my eyes, I thought the mother was like, look, you just a tag along. You ain't shit. I don't want you around my son. But we find out it gets deeper than that, right? When she follows her outside, I'm like, oh my God. The mama comes out like, well, how's he doing? Because she's very concerned about Ace. And, Crystal goes and says, hey, I don't know. He doing his thing. And she's just so confused. Like, you've been in there all day doing this, doing all this fucking, all that. You don't even know how he doing? Like, looking at her like useless, right? Useless. But Crystal took down her chin because, once again, Crystal is a gangster. She's a G, right? She took down the chin. The shitty mom. Even gave her a compliment like, Ace is lucky. I wish, he really got a mom that cares, and sped off. Kept it player. But we learned it from the mama as I see her throughout this thing. Hard on Jack, the older brother. Very soft on Ace. She's very concerned about his well-being. And I think my thought is she sees a lot of the weakness in Ace. The same that she might have seen in the father. Because, see, at first I'm thinking, like, maybe Jack and his father is dealing with them same things. Like, trying to run it, just decide to give up one day and just off himself, right? And Ace is so charismatic and do all this, but his mother, because most mothers know, like, what's going on with their kid, knows the fact, like, that she feels like that's probably a bravado. Like, there's a soft, because he cried heavy in the middle of that ring. Let's not forget them tears. You know what I'm saying? And he was in that embarrassment that came with it. So his mama knows something. She knows that there's a sad, soft side to him, and she has to protect him at all costs. She don't worry about Jack. Jack gonna do what Jack gonna do. We see that at the hospital, right? When she tells him, like, look, you need to get it right with your brother. I don't give a fuck what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? And blaming this all on him, which it is his fault. So that's fair enough. But we seeing the reason why the mom is, we see who the mom is. She dealt with his lifestyle. She knows what comes with it. It is what it is. She may not be a fan of it. She'd prefer him to live a regular life because he may not be built emotionally to withstand what it takes to wrestle in front of people and be this entity for the fans, right? So that's interesting. I think his mother was the first one to give us a little glimpse on the inside. Now let's go ahead and go over to Ace, right? And oh yeah, and when a grown man disappears out of his room, the way she freaked out, that was something else. So now Ace is on a path of self destruction. It just happened last night, so we're really not self destruction. Let's not go that far, right? Um, Ace just got drunk. You know what I'm saying? And he goes on this drunken adventure through the big ass field, and he's just walking. He's just on foot, drunk as hell, and then he ends up at the karaoke bar. Right? We'll get into the karaoke bar in a second. So now let's talk about Jack. Right? Jack is now tasked with figuring out what to do with Ace. He's already come up with the idea, like, hey, you know what? Jack is starting to come down with the fact that, like, you know what? Ace probably ain't gonna be around. I gotta create a storyline without him. That's why he hasn't got the story done, right? He ain't got the story done because he doesn't know what to do with Ace. That was his star. So now it's like shit. Who's get? I got the belt. Where do we go from here? I did what I did. So he doesn't know. He hasn't talked to his brother, so he's at a loss with that. Yeah, and then we find out that he's neglecting a lot of husbandly duties. But his wife is so dope. You feel me? Because she like she takes his bullshit. Like in the bed when he's like, "Look, I don't feel like listening or talking, or I feel like talking, not listening." Some shit, some line he put, which made her like, you know what? I'm getting about this bed. I'm sleeping on the couch. Didn't make him go to the couch. She said, "I'm just going to remove myself." And then we find out that the bed ain't even comfortable because he chose what? The pyrotechnics over the bed. So she is letting him know, like, look, dude, like I don't know how many times I can tell you I'm down for you with this, but you got to step your game up here. And she even told him in one scene, like, remember, it's not all or nothing. I'm not asking you either all in this family or we don't want you around or you got to choose wrestling or us. Right? She told him that, like, look, dude, it's really just we need a little bit more time with you. The nigga want to play soccer. He don't know how to play soccer. And the grass is too long. Like he is neglecting his house duties. And she's pushing him to talk to his brother. Everybody knows that this brother situation got to get mended. Or what, because that's just going to drive you crazy. You ain't going to get the story done. Everybody knows that their relationship means a lot to this wrestling thing, right? Um, so then we see his nemesis, Gully, right? Talking to his homegirl, Willie. Willie seems to be the one, you know, the crazy blonde chick, older chick that runs everything. She seems to be the one that really runs the business. I'm finding out quick. At first, I was giving Jack all these praises for being like the dude, you know, like family man, business owner. He's just struggling, but he working hard. Then it come to find out he's just a creative. He's just a creative. He has no business sense because if he did, he wouldn't have hurt Ace in the beginning off of just emotions. He has too much of a self-destructive side, and Willie is the one that picks him up, the one that holds down the fort. She gets the guys in control. She probably paying all the bills, doing the books. She's making sure that he gets his fucking script done. So she's really the heart of the. We learning that Willie is the heart of the fucking DWL. Okay. Also with that, Willie met up with Gully. Gully does non-stop pro. I was saying that in the last one. Like this nigga Gully is non-stop, right? Every promo he comes up with is shitting on the DWL, which I think is amazing because I'm like a petty dude by nature, so I appreciate that. But I didn't understand like what the fuck could have happened. Like, did he fuck his wife? Like, this seems like it runs deep, right? Runs deep. Come to find out, no, Gully just soft. I mean, for real. When he discussed his problems to Willie about Jack and wanting to purchase the DWL and really just putting his foot on their neck, and the whole thing is because he talks shit about him on like an interview, like a YouTube podcast or something. He said one thing. Well, he was kind of just shitting on him like, oh, Gully's this, and that. And Gully took that to heart, right? And we know why. Willie said it. You too new to this game. That's why you're not gonna be successful. That's why you're not good. You don't know. You just a fly by night type dude with some cash. Didn't you come down here for fishing? Willie had bars for that nigga at that table. But she knew he went all the way wrong. That's why I like Willie. She sat there and listened to him because she knew that he does have some value, right? Where he lacks in the wrestling, he makes up for in the money, maybe the promo, and everything else that the DWL doesn't have. But he lacks the experience and he doesn't really know wrestling. That's why he does all these dramatic, blood and nails. Cause really that shit was cool, but at the end of the day, you just like to see a lot of personality, good ass wrestling. Me personally, and every once in a while when you throw in a hardcore match, so you got to just sprinkle it. When you just doing nails and shit 24/7, that shit gets boring. It's like, okay, what you gonna do now? Then you got to keep upping yourself. You know what I'm saying? So the classic wrestling mixed with a little bit of that would be perfect. And that's what I'm thinking, right? I think that Gully and Jack hate each other so much because of the simple fact that they know they need each other. One is too far on the left and the other one's too far on the right. DWL is very family oriented, very focused on storyline and substance, right? And Gully's very just blood, guts, and leaping off of shit and onto shit, right? So I can see a future where these two merge, and that's why when Willie called Jack and he started flipping out in the yard talking about fuck Gully, fuck him, fuck him. Okay, how much you talking about buying the dome for? Right? Because Willie was sitting there trying to negotiate maybe a 50-50 partnership. She sees the same shit I'm seeing. They're perfect for each other. They just got to get this little beef over. So my hot take, not soon, somewhere down the line, those two going to sit down. They got to come face to face, right? They got to get into it face to face. But they're going to realize like, yo, we can do so much more together. We don't have to like each other to do good business. Right? Sometimes the best, like I would never choose family to do business with. What? Friends? Hell no. You can't. No. But a stranger, maybe if somebody I hate, I could appreciate their business acumen and we can go from there. So I think that's the kind of relationship they might have, and they might even be a little cool later online. But that's my hot take, right? Now, the wife, she was very interesting. Right, I'm just getting the little things out. She explained to Jack like she's still a soldier. She knows everything. She knows his whole life. She runs everything. But I think the best scene was when she kept telling this nigga about the squirrels. Kept telling him about her son, about the son need to do this, about the grass, right? And she realized toward the end of the episode, this nigga is just gonna be who he is. I'm trying. But you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna do it myself. Shorty shot the shit out them squirrels. What the whole scene, the whole episode was like, oh, these squirrels, the squirrels. It was a theme. The squirrels had a deeper undertone, but yeah, we was all about the squirrels, and come to find out, that was her like letting him to be a man, take care of this. Like, we're gonna wait for your dad. Your dad gonna handle this. Your dad is a part of this family. That was her way of saying that. And her killing them squirrels is her dead in him being responsible at home. Like, she's just like, fuck it, you doing too much. You and then he tried to buy her off with that vacation. She's like, yeah, sure, nigga. Sure, a vacation. Yeah, we're gonna see one of those in our life. Murdered the squirrels, grabbed her a brew, and got to cutting grass. So salute to her. The wife is a solid one. Solid. But let's get to the meat and potatoes, right? Let's get right down to Ace. So he did his drunk shit. He ended up at the karaoke bar with I can't think of the other black wrestler, the short black wrestler's name, but that's where he works. That's where he gets his ends meet. So Ace coming there and he goes at the fans, right? Gets into it with somebody he came up with playing high school with. They clowning him at the pool table. I'm like, oh yeah, we about to see some fighting now. Like, it's going down. And he's getting these laughters. He's self-destructing because he was such the hero. Now he's the heel, and he's being clowned. So this is him dealing with it. And I do like, so him going there sets up Crystal and Jack for real. That was the real. This episode was really to introduce Crystal for real. The mother a little bit, But Crystal and that Jack relationship was really what they was trying to get off in this episode. When they was forced, when Jack was forced to take her with him to find Ace, right? Crystal was able to get some understanding of Ace, some understanding of Jack, they family life. So now she's bringing herself in, right? Even more. You know what I'm saying? Jack is starting to soften up on her, right? He knows her ambition, but he was just playing to the side. But this was Crystal's way of showing like, hey, I could be valuable. You know what I'm saying? I'm an interesting person. You should holler at me. We don't really see Crystal's life, but we know she got some brothers. We know she did some wrestling. Fast forward to where we at the bar with Ace. Ace gets into it with his fan base, or which was. Then you get a scene from like Ready to Rumble. You know what I'm saying? You remember that movie Ready to Rumble?
Wrestling's fake. Wrestling's not fake!
Love that shit. That's a low-key, super underrated movie, too. If y'all ain't watched Ready to Rumble, you need to do it. But that wrestling's fake, Jack took that to heart, nigga. Jack said, nigga, what? So then the brothers bonded by whooping ass together, right? And implementing some good See, Jack has some skill. I would like to see him keep his guard up. He took too many to the face unnecessarily. Like, he was just his face was just getting ready to get punched. But at the end of the day, he was fucking niggas up in there. And it turned to a whole bar thing. Crystal grabbing a chair. It was dope. I like to see that they put the real wrestling into the shit. Right? So then they go outside and then boom, insert Crystal. They lining up. Dude talking about their daddy. They said, oh shit. And then little black boy was like, go get him. You can't break shit out here. Go ahead, go crazy. Crystal run right up with the Rey Mysterio finish, nigga. Spin, took him down, knocked him smooth out, right? Because that nigga's whole trajectory landed on his head. And then she popped up like, all right, let's roll. So now they all looking like, damn. Oh no, she's good. Cause she's good. So I think hot take, Crystal earned her a spot. She's no longer about to be Ace's valet. And I could see Crystal becoming the fan favorite, only female wrestler, opening up a new gate, a new storyline. She might get a lot of shine. Ace still got to be rebuilt. So I feel like I'm going to see some animosity with Ace toward Crystal, and Crystal going to turn the table. Like, nigga, I was just fucking you to get to this exact point to talk to your brother. Now we bonded. This is my end, nigga. I won't need you now. Right? So that's how I see that going. The hospital scene was another interesting one. To wrap it all up, people are a little upset. You know, I gotta figure out their names, y'all. So just hold with me, right? I'm gonna have names next week. So Big Black Buddy saying, I'm Jack, I'm DWL all the way. When I was here, I had the belt. I got injured. I came back. They took me back. I'm fucking with them. Short Black Buddy, the one that runs the karaoke bar, he's salty because he wanted a shot at the belt. And then, you know, the big dude told him, like, look, man, can't nobody read your mind. Go talk to the man. Voice your opinion. If you just sit back and wrestle for your story, that's what it's going to be. Right? So I see him probably fading off, going to fuck with Gully on some treacherous shit, but finding out that shit ain't where he's supposed to be. And then it's going to be a situation where Jack is going to take him on back in. He's going to be faced with that. So you see a little bit of hate and a little shit that's going on. So the DWL got a lot of problems, but I can't wait for next week to see what the storyline going to be. Right? I know it's either, my hot take is Crystal is involved. Crystal's coming in there. Now, I was thinking Ace would have made a perfect heel because he said, fuck Duffy, fuck all y'all when he was drunk on stage. I was like, oh, this is perfect. Everybody hates him. He'll be a terrific heel. But then at the end, when they mended each other, when the brothers mended, Ace told Jack, like, I never want to be booed again. I can never be booed again. And all that darkness and death talk in that backseat, that's what his mother seen, right? And Jack noticed it, like, boy, you talking crazy like Pops. So Ace got a little bit of, you know, even though Jack feels like he's too much of himself, like he loves himself too much to kill himself, he might be wavering because Ace been talking a little crazy. But yeah, man. With that, I got winner of this episode, Crystal, hands down. The way she handled the mom, Ryder. She had all She had all the rights in the world to be like, bitch, you ain't give me no casserole. And then you talking about I ain't shit and I should stay away from your son and all this. Took that on the chin. Could have gave Shorty a scoop of that casserole, but she took it like a soldier. And then when the mother loses Ace and she freaks out, Crystal's the first one there, holding it down, right? Then Crystal with Jack, putting Jack at ease. Then Crystal coming in, whooping ass, grabbing chairs. Crystal won this fucking episode. She has played chess while these niggas are still trying to figure out what they got going on. Crystal has worked her way through there. Winner of this episode, man. I have very next episode. I have Gully and Jack meeting. And we find out that Jack is also a lawnmower salesman, and the dude he works for is a pussy. I don't know what they got to do with anything. We just know he need extra money, so he ain't getting all his money from wrestling. I guess that's what that was to show us. But yeah, man, with that, protect your health, yourself, your wealth. You know what I'm saying? I hope to see y'all here next week. Getting them comments. Let me know what y'all think. And protect yourself, man, out here. Peace.